Well, Special Olympics athletes got their chance to compete at the state championships in Grants Pass today. Tim Delisle was just trying to relax when the emergency happened. Witnesses say he saved a life, but he says he was just doing his job. The Ferris wheel is just one of the many rides here at Boatneck in Grants Pass, and while the event draws thousands of people into the downtown Grants Pass area, one local restaurant says business is slower than in years past. This is the biggest event the Expo has ever seen, and traffic control isn't the only thing the Expo is preparing for. That's right, but for pear orchards, the late bloom is actually a blessing in disguise.
We're never truly off duty in the fire service.
When the sirens go off, it's time to work.
I've been doing this for 26 years.
For Grants Pass Fire Rescue Battalion Chief Tim Delisle, being a trained EMT is just part of the job description.
In the fire service now, our EMS calls are probably about 70 to 80% of our call volume.
So when a call for help came at 30,000 feet, he jumped into action.
For me, it was kind of second nature to stand up and start, going into the job.
Delisle, along with 3 other firefighters and a doctor, were all on board a flight from Baltimore to Seattle when a man went into cardiac arrest.
I was had my eyes closed, listening to some music, trying to relax, and felt and heard a real loud crash, looked down, and a gentleman had passed out right at my seat.
Delisle helped stabilize the man and keep him healthy until the plane could land. But this isn't the first or second time Delisle has sprung into action off-duty.
I've had a cardiac arrest in my own house from a contractor. We were doing a kitchen remodel, and first day of the remodel, he suffered a heart attack and cardiac arrest on the floor, and I did CPR on him.
And while some might say Delisle is a hero, he won't describe himself that way.
I don't look at it as that. I mean, it's part of the job. It's what I've been trained to do. I don't see myself as a hero. I know any firefighter or EMT in my position would have done the exact same thing.
Hanley Farm was established in 1857. With hundreds of years of history in its roots, it only made sense to dig up the grounds and check for artifacts before the farm makes some upgrades to its facilities.
This is a known archaeological site that goes back hundreds, if not thousands of years. And so anytime they do any sort of excavation here, they need to consider the archaeological resources that are present.
The Historical Society enlisted the help of the Southern Oregon University Laboratory of Anthropology to see what they could find.
That's probably 2,000 years old, 3,000 years old.
Going through every rock, stick, and speck of mud, staff and students from SOU are making sure to preserve the past.
What we're finding when we get deeper is some of the artifacts that are tools or the byproducts of making these tools that you would need to make a living here hundreds of years ago.
And for archaeological technicians like Kyle Krebin, finding the ancient tools never gets old.
I mean, you hold something that hasn't been touched in, hundreds of years, that's always going to be kind of a really invigorating experience.
The weather's been hard on planting.
Steve Fry is used to the weather not cooperating with him after running Fry Family Farms for more than 20 years. He says this year's wet and rainy forecast in the Rogue Valley isn't ideal.
The storms have been really strong, a lot of rain, so we have to work with what we're given. And yeah, we're a little later than we usually are.
But it could be worse, and Fry has learned to just roll with the punches.
We work the windows when it's dry, like today. It's not really raining. We're out here on the weekends getting stuff done.
While this extended wet season has set planting back a little bit,
when it's raining and it's really wet, it's bad, but our soils are really great. We have great soils and it drains really fast.
Fry says the cabbage, kale, chards, and collards actually like the rain.
All that stuff you can plant now, and it won't be harmed by this weather. In fact, it loves it.
And the plus side?
You don't have to irrigate.
There you go, so it's saving you some water.
Saving me water and electricity, yes.
In Medford, Nicole Stein, NBC5 News.